Now in this slide, we'll see a program to demonstrate the else if ladder. Now this is the laboratory program number 5. We are supposed to generate a electricity bill. I hope all of you have seen the electricity bill, how whatever is given by your MESCOM as such. You can see there clearly they show for how many units what is the amount to be paid as such. So similarly we'll have to write a program which will compute such bill. So the details are given here for first 200 units. Then the rate is 80 paisa per unit. For the next 100 units, it is 90 paisa per unit. For beyond 300, above 300 units, the price is 1 rupee per unit. And all the users are charged a minimum of 100 rupees as meter charge. Whether they consume 0 units also, they have to pay 100 rupees as meter charge. And if the total amount is more than if the total amount is more than 400, then an additional surcharge of 15% of total amount is charged. So we are supposed to write a program to read the name of the user, number of units consumed, and print out the charges. So obviously name means we will have to accept the name from the user. So name is a set of characters. So we have to make use of the strings over here. Then we should also accept the number of units consumed. Now how to calculate this, how to find out the charges as such? So first, the number of units, you will have to divide that number of units. Now if for example, if I take the number of units are 400 units, then first to 200 units you will have to calculate at 80 paisa per unit. Then 200 to 300 you will have to calculate it as 90 paisa per unit. Remaining 100 you have to calculate it at rate of 1 rupees 1 per unit and find the total. So this is how we are supposed to find the generate the electricity bill. Now the algorithm and flowchart I have already given in the student manual. Refer to that, okay, and write the algorithm and flowchart. Then write this program, execute it. So and check the output as such. Then you have to write the algorithm, flowchart, and program in the observation as well as in your record. So now we'll see the program. Again, hash include stdio.h indicating that we are going to make use of the standard built-in input output functions, that is a printf and scanf. Now I have to accept the input from the user, that is the number of units consumed and the name of the customer, and then I have to display the charge, or I will have to show what is the amount the user has to pay. So I am making use of a variable here, unit, to store the number of units consumed by the user. So obviously we always take the unit as a whole number. So that's why I mentioned it as int. Then charge, that is the total amount to be paid. Again, so this one we may have to make it as float because we take even the paisa into the consideration. That is why, for example, 100 rupees 45 paisa, like that we'll have to represent the total amount. That's why I have created the variable charge there to compute the charges, and it is of floating point type. Next, name is again a set of characters, so that's why I've taken it as a character type. Name of within brackets I have given 20, that is actually a array I am creating. Actually that is a char name of 20, that is a character array indicating that 20 characters can be stored in that, and it is represented as a string. So now first line there, enter the name of the customer. So now once this statement is displayed, the user can enter the name. So name, I will store it in the variable there, that is name, which I have declared there as character type. It is represented as %s indicating it is a string, and whenever we use percentage s is used to indicate the string type, %s comma ampersand name, that is whatever input the user has given will be stored under the name. Next, I have to accept the number of units consumed by the user. So enter the number of units consumed by the user. Then again scanf %t comma ampersand unit indicating that the input what user gives is of integer type and it must be stored in the variable unit. After accepting the name of the customer and the number of units consumed, now next step is to compute the charges. So we'll have to split the number of units consumed, or based on the number of units consumed we will have to compute the charges. So first case what I'm taking over here is, if unit is less than or equal to 200, is as given in the question, from 0 to 200 per unit charges is 80 paisa. So I will convert that into rupees. So that is why I have made that it has, I have converted that into rupees. There are two ways: either you compute the charges in paise, then you convert it to rupees, or the initial charge, that is 80 paisa, if it is there, you convert it to rupees and then compute the charges. What I have done is, I have taken that 80 paisa and I have converted it into rupees. That's what. So it is represented as 0.8 over there, that is 80 by 100. So now for first 200 units, the charges is whatever units you have consumed, unit into 0.8, that is indicating 80 paisa, plus 100 rupees is the minimum charge, that is the for the meter charge as such, that is a minimum charge. So 100 plus unit into 0.8 for the, if the units consumed is less than 200. So that I am going to store it in charge. If that is not the case, somewhere the user has consumed, let us say 240, 250 or 260 or somewhere 299. In that case, so I have to now compute the charges for such case. For that, now you have to first 200 units will be first 200 units will be charged at 80 paisa itself. Remaining will be charged at 90 paisa per unit. So I have to now split that total number of units consumed into first 200 and remaining 100. So that is what I have done here. So 200 into 80, that is obviously if you have consumed more than 200, then only we are computing this. So that is why first 200 units will be 200 into 0.8 plus, now remaining from 200 to 300, it might be whatever might be the number of units he has consumed. For that I will have to charge him at 90 paisa. So that is why unit minus 200. So for example, if it's 250 units you are given, then unit minus 200, that's remaining 50 only, I have to charge him at 90 paisa per unit. That's why I given here unit minus 200 into 0.9. Now to this I have to add 100 rupees, that is the minimum charge. Now two cases over. Now if this is not, these two cases are not true, that means what? Obviously the user has consumed more than 300. If user has consumed more than 300, then first 200 I have to charge him at 80 paisa, remaining next 100 I have to charge him at 90 paisa, and remaining whatever units he has consumed, that will be charged at 1 rupee. So that is what is the calculation shown here. So first 200, that is 200 into 0.8 plus next 100 is 100 into 0.9 plus remaining, that is 300 units over now. So 300 plus, for example, it is consumed 350 as such, then remaining 50 must be charged at 1 rupee. So obviously that is why what I have done it, unit minus 300. So whatever remains, that itself, that will be obviously in rupees, because it is 1 rupee. So that's why number of units into 1. So that will yield you the total number, that will yield you the amount for remaining units. That's why I have just given unit minus 300. For example, 350 units, then first 200 at 0.8, that is the 80 paisa, plus next 100 is 100 into 0.9, that is 90 paisa, plus what is remaining? 50. Unit minus 300, 350 minus 300 will give you 50. So 50 into 1 rupee will yield you 50 itself. That's why I have given unit minus 300. So now after computing the charges, he has given one additional condition. If the charge is more than 400, then 15% of the charge has to, is applied as a surcharge or additional charge. So now I have to check whether the charge is, total charge what I computed is more than 400. If that is more than 400, then I'll have to compute the 15% of that charge and add it to the computed charge. That is the additional surcharge. 15% means 15 divided by 100, that is 0.15. So either you can write charge into 15 divided by 100 or charge into 0.15. That will give me the 15% of the charge amount. That one I'll have to add to the actual charges. That is the surcharge I am adding to the actual computed charge. That is applicable only if the charge is greater than 400. So here we have made use of if and else if ladder. So first, if the first if condition is true, it will execute the first if part, it will not go to any other else if or else part as such. If that condition doesn't match, if it is false, then it will go to the else if part and it will check whether the number of units is more than 200 or within 200 to 300. Then if that is not the case, then only it will go to the else part, which means that the number of units consumed by the user is more than 300. Then I am computing the additional charge if required. That is, if the charge is more than 400, I will compute additional 15% charge and add it to the actual computed charge. After that, next statements are just displaying the contents. Here I have used couple of printf statements here. That is just to make it look nice as such. You can make use of your own styles over there. So I am just displaying like the customer name, number of units consumed and charges. I have given /t over here just to give a tab space over there. This depends on, you have to give the input and check the output. Based on that, you will have to give this /t there, because the input whatever you are given, the name, unit and charges should come below that. You have to check that. So after that, in the next printf statement there, I am just displaying the name, unit and charges. So name is again a character type, which is again the string. I have defined it as a string type, so %s I am using. Then to /t just to give a tab space. Next value I am going to display is the unit, which is of integer type, so I have given %d /t. To /t I have given there is a tab space. Then I want to display the charges, so I am making use of the format specifier. I want to show it as rupees so much, so I have given the rupees %.2f. that is 2 decimal places I want to display. That's why I given 0.2f, because charge is of floating point type. Now you run the program, execute it with the different inputs, that is name and number of units you give. Try all cases. Also you should try to find out the output for the additional charges also. Once you get the output for all those things, sample output I will attach in the next slide. You have to execute it. Once execution everything is proper, write the algorithm, flowchart and program in the observation as well as in the record. Date you can write it later. So for algorithm and flowchart I have already mailed you the student manual. In that you can refer to that and write your own algorithm and flowchart. Any doubts are there, you can WhatsApp me.